Okay, out of all of the things to warm up on, the rower is definitely my favourite just because it gets the arms involved, and it really is mimicking a lot of the things that you're about to do in a strength workout. But I wouldn't use this if I have back pain, maybe even knee pain. It sort of can create a bit of problems there, but shoulders is not too bad as long as you're not trying to kill yourself. All right, but again, like you wouldn't really want to do this for more than, say, 5 minutes is a long time. So it's a good one on a cold day to warm you up quite quickly. But yeah, very good for getting a lot of the things that you're not probably going to use as much. All right, so then you can get stuck into the stuff that you want to do. All right, so let's get into that. Okay, the very first thing I do after warming up either on the bike, the treadmill or the rower is I'm going to get the foam roller and I'm going to roll over my upper back area. All right, so this is not to be rolled over your lower back, so don't roll over your lower back, and use your hands to cradle your neck. So you're not necessarily holding your head, you're sort of cradling your neck, because I see a lot of people hold their head and they jam their neck up by pushing their chin into their chest. So I want to see how Nathan opens himself up there. And usually I'll roll over it, say 3 or 4 times, and then I'll find a spot on my upper back area around my shoulder blades and just gently open my posture up without forcing it, and then just hold it there for a few seconds and then just move down like a vertebrae at a time. You'll see Nathan sort of readjust himself a few times to probably where he wants to be, and that's a great way to start off your workout. Very great for anyone with shoulder problems, neck problems, and even lower back problems for that matter. All right, so there's step 1. Once we've warmed up, we've done our foam rolling on our upper back area, it's time to roll over the hips and the legs, which are common areas for a lot of stiffness, especially if you're a knee pain person, hip pain, which might be giving you problems in the lower back. Really rolling through this area is very important, and to do this quite often daily. But remember, you must have done a decent warm-up to warm the area up first. So Ellie's rolling over the side of the leg here, from the hips down to the side of the knee. Now she's going to adjust and roll over the sort of the glute and hip area itself, sort of exploring any areas that may be a bit stiff and tight. And if you find something stiff and tight, you leave it on that spot and just try and hold it there and breathe through it carefully. It can be quite painful in some cases, but you're basically just trying to roll over it several times, releasing any stiffness and tight knots that you may find along the way. All right, and then if you want to, you can move across and to do the quadriceps. So see, Ellie here is going to roll over the front of the quads here. I like to do this one at a leg at a time. I find I can get a bit more leverage with one leg than doing 2, but whatever suits you. Some people may not even need to do it at all. So anyone with knee pain will find this is very important for them, finding their flexibility through the hip region and quads, which are going to be very much a problem that they'll find when they're working out. All right, so that's what you do after the upper back foam roll. Okay, trigger point release is also another thing that we might use for shoulder pain. The shoulder just has so many issues, so many things, moving pieces compared to other joints. This is why you really might want to spend a bit of time doing a good 10 to 15 minute warm up. And even these can be used throughout the day. So this first one is when we're using a specific tool called a pocket physio, but you could just use a golf ball to do this. And Nathan's just shown you there, you want to place that on the border of your scapula or your shoulder blade and find that spot, which will take a couple of goes to find it. And then you basically lie down on top of that, resting your head on the floor, and then placing your hand by your side, and you see Ellie takes a few goes to get this right. Yep, and then once she's sort of found her spot, then we get her to move her arm from her side up around to about shoulder height. Around about there is enough. If you can get a bit further, that's fine. And you might just do that, say, 4 or 5 times. All right, and that's a great little trigger point drill that you can use at the start of your workout. Okay, so here's a specific set of drills for shoulder pain that we would use after we've done our warm-up, say on the bike or walking or rower, and then we come down, we've done our foam rolling. Now we move into different versions of the Horsestance exercise. So firstly, depending on the severity of your shoulder or neck pain, we might just keep you just doing simple one of one arm only, the other arm being the stabilizer. So the one left on the ground is really the working arm here. All right, if that's fairly easy, then we can move into a little bit harder where we move the legs and we make it a bit more unstable. This is where the trunk becomes involved and we get a lot more activation of many other things. All right, so we could do maybe 5 to 10 on each side. Again, it depends on your level of pain and how much problems you have. If you're not too bad, you can move to the next version, which Ellie's going to show here, which is like a plank position, and we're just creating a single arm stability drill. So it's a lot harder than when the knees are on the floor. All right, and your job is to keep the pelvis really still and just grab the forearm for a few seconds and go from arm to arm. If you can handle that one, then you can move to this last one where we get shoulder stability with thoracic rotation. All right, and this is a great one to do. So if you don't have too much pain, this would be the one we would recommend. All right, but if you do have a bit of pain, you might have to start with the other ones first. All right, so great drill that you can use as part of your warm-up if you have shoulder or neck pain. This one's a great one for shoulder problems. All right, every shoulder problem we see, and especially neck problems, we see lots of problems at the thoracic spine. And also with the lower back problem, we see the same stiffness and rigidity. Once you've done with a few with your hands behind your back, then you move to the hand on the head or on the side of the head and try to rotate right around. I might do 3 to 5 reps on each side, paying note to one side that might be worse than the other. And you see Ali's quite good on both of these with the hand behind the back and the head. So let's watch the other side. So hand just behind the back there, and very important to make sure your butt sits right on your heels. All right, and do this very slowly. Don't hold it at any point. You're trying to just move through the action. You're not trying to force anything, just trying to make it smooth and move through it. All right, and then you move to the other side. To the hand behind the head, and you see Ellie's got awesome mobility there, so not a problem for her at all. Another great drill that you can use is thoracic extension. So we've used thoracic mobility, rotation. Now we might use a smaller roller, which is really a pull noodle, place it around the base of the scapula there, and then gently get the arms to slide along the floor and up above your head. Make sure you keep your knees bent on this so you don't arch your lower back. And then just very gently just slide your hands up and back along the floor and trying to get that good extension up above. All right, so it's really this last point here that you want to sort of find, and that'll be where most people will struggle if they have thoracic mobility problems, but a great one to use as part of your warm-up. Okay, so this exercise is the wall slides, and this is one of our key drills that we would use for improving the function of the scapula when in relation to the thoracic spine and everything that it moves. So it's really a timing drill. So basically you just put a foam roller up against the wall and you slide your arms up against the wall as if you're pushing into the roller. So what we're looking for here is when he comes up, he'll sort of start to lean into the wall. You see how he moves in, and right there is where we start to get what we call the upward rotation of the scapula. So you're trying to feel that the scapula is coming around and up to push the arms up, where poor timing, and what we see with shoulder pain is it goes up over that way. So this is where you're trying to learn how to come around the shoulder blades as such. All right, so this is a great drill to use as part of your warm-up. I might do as many as 10 to 15 of these. And a lot of people will swear by this as an exercise that helps them correct their pain and gets their arms overhead without any discomfort or pinching up above. All right, so a great one to use as part of a warm-up for shoulder pain.